our journey started mine in Romania. My dear brides, she will speak about it. I grew up in Romania. In '95 I came to Pittsburgh to do a Ph.D. At that time I had no idea that having spent almost a year in Brussels in '92 was going to be important later on in my life. So from Pittsburgh, finished that, went to Ann Arbor, Michigan, from there to Deep South Texas. I spent 4 years there, and that's where we met, in Texas. And from Texas back to Brussels, from Brussels to I spent some time teaching in Germany for US soldiers, essentially, on American Air Force bases abroad, and from there to Omaha. I think the entire journey had the meaning of meeting her and arriving in Omaha somehow. I think that was the purpose of it. What do you think?
So yes, I think the point is to get to Omaha, and I would say that my journey is from the heart of Africa to the heart of the United States through the heart of Europe. I was born and raised in Africa. I spent 18 years there, but I'm from Belgium, and well, now I'm in Omaha, and what can I say? We like Omaha.
We have friends who say that the entire purpose of our life was to come to Omaha to meet them. And in many ways, I don't think that's much of an exaggeration when you think that there are so many things that I learned in being in Omaha about life, about the United States, about ourselves, about the world, and about what's next, about what we can do as humankind to mirror things that Omaha has done to the world, and in particular the place where we live, our neighborhood.
What I love about my journey is that it's very diverse, very different, and I had the opportunity to meet a lot of people. I've lived on 4 continents, I speak 5 languages. It opens the eyes, and it's so diverse. I want to travel more, I want to visit more, and I think that gives me an open mind that you may not have without that kind of diverse background. And also what I like is that my parents gave me the opportunity to see a lot of things because they were very open and they wanted us to learn about the world around us and not to get stuck in one city, in one neighborhood, but to be open to whatever happened in the world.
Every place we've been, we ran into interesting people. And so coming from Romania and then going through Belgium and going through Texas and visiting Mexico and embracing other languages and other cultures, you grow yourself. You grow as much as you possibly can. The more you travel, the more different people you meet and you learn from. And so what I love most about what happened is there are 2 things. One is that it's never over. The greatest part of our journey is ahead. And the second thing is that I learned to learn something new from everybody. I was absolutely blessed to meet her, but I was absolutely blessed to have folks whom we somehow encountered, students or friends or colleagues or professors, to nurture our curiosity and to nurture this idea that everybody who you run into, you have something to learn from them. And so one day a student of mine asked me to help, a former student of mine asked me to help, and I ended up teaching in a county jail. And that was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had, to learn from the folks who only managed to get a 6th grade education, but they had such a rich thinking and such a rich, once you manage to get to know them well enough, such a rich internal fire that could motivate them if you only showed them that it was there, and nobody had shown them that before. And so to me, that's the beauty. I learned that from her, right? Enjoy every moment, make the best of it. Sometimes we call that, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade, and make the best lemonade that anybody would want. And so I'm looking to what's happened next.
And I would say that, make the most of where you are, when you are, enjoy the moment, and change the world around you first to be able to change the world. And I think I learned that from my family, my grandparents, from all the things they went through. And there is a song from Jacques Brel, when you only have love, if you only have love, you will change the world will be in your hands.
Well, if you had such an interesting life, why would you want to change anything? I guess I would like to learn more. I guess I would like to be able to sort of impact things and people more eventually. Sometimes you have this little frustration that you can't reach as much as many folks as you would want, and so you would want to be a little bit more effective in what you do. But I learned better. I mean, I was lucky enough to get a sense of Thomas Edison when I was about 14, and it turns out that when he was 14, he was this kid who never went to school, and he had a promise from his parents that he could build a chemistry lab in the basement on 2 conditions: that he funds it himself, and that he doesn't blow up the house, right? And so I've told this story so many times to so many people, beginning with my own school, going on to my daughter's school in Detroit, going on to the school we've been trying to help build here in the neighborhood. And I wish more folks had listened to that story. I wish more folks had learned that this is something that humankind knows, what motivates a teenager. And if you know how to motivate a teenager, you don't have to spend a lot of money, because that self-motivation is what drives the children. And so I wish people would hear me more often when I want to plant these seeds in the way we improve our education system. So it's not that I want that changed in my journeys, just that sometimes you feel a bit frustrated that your voice is not being heard, and you wish you had better tools to make that voice heard.
I don't know if I want to change anything in my life, because I enjoy each moment. Some are tough, some are difficult, it's hard to experience, but eventually when I look back at them, it was a positive and it led to something I'm enjoying now. So it's hard to say what I would like to change. I think if I enjoy the life with all the ups and downs, that's fine.
I think we have to be more humble than that. I don't think we have that much of an impact. I wish that folks learn to be friendly to each other and to learn from each other. One thing that I learned over time was that sometimes what happens right now may not matter, but if you make it so that every moment counts, that you are human in everything that you do, eventually the future will look back and say, oh, well, that was something useful. That's all I wish. I wish, we would have more peace and less conflict. I wish we would have more mutual understanding. I wish we could have, less ignorance and a better understanding of where does knowledge come from and how do we build it. I don't trust that I will have a strong impact in generations to come. But we as humankind, we certainly can. We are at crossroads as humankind in so many ways. We spend so much money on war and so little money on education and on knowledge production and on peace. I wish we all, as humankind, would understand that. I wish we would get a good sense of the impact that humankind, negative impact that humankind had on Earth, and we would do something positive about it every single day in everything that we do. You can plant a community garden. You can teach children that tomatoes grow on a plot that you can have at home and not on the shelf at the grocery store. If we multiply that by 7.5 billion people, that is different. That would make a complete difference in the future. Some of these issues come from early childhood education. They don't have anything to do with large macroeconomic taxation or whichever. It's simple things. Nurturing your children from a community in the school. I wish we as humankind will learn the power of that in everything that we do. That's all I wish.
I wish people would be more open to others, to other cultures, more curious to discover what others have to say, be kind to each other, less fear, less, it's mainly the fear of others. Everybody has a story to tell, everybody has something important and something amazing to tell, and we should be open to listen to others and to go to others. And I hope that in the future, people and our children and the future generations will realize how important it is that we all have something to tell, and we all have something to do here on Earth all together.